Over on the other table, I've got pocket threes in the big blind. So, all right, that's what we wanted to see. Now let's not have to worry about the question of the rebuy, though it looks like we will. All right, or not. Sick. Okay, so now we don't have to contemplate anymore. Here, obviously, we'll be calling when it gets to us, and except now, probably not. This guy is obviously, he's not open jamming, so he's not, his range is not that wide. Okay, now that the blinds went up again over here, it's pretty safe to say that I won't rebuy if I go out at this juncture. I'm just questioning whether I should shove in early position here with about 12 big blinds and ace-8. Yeah, the blinds are, I mean, they go up again in only 3 minutes, so I'm just going to shove this. Yeah, I can't look at myself in the mirror if I don't. Break ribs will call me wide, but he'll call me so wide that I'll sometimes have the best hand here, even when called, that is. So, all right, cool. All right, so we're back into at least somewhat contention, and now this I'm just going to fold, unfortunately. This I'm going to fold. Wow. Yeah. Oh, that's my 109, sorry. We'll get back to the one that's in the money and more interesting at this point. Okay. So we know Dave is retarded, but he only has 2 big blinds, and we are in the money now, so he's probably less, or that is more likely to stick his last 2 big blinds in there. Then again, it doesn't really matter what his range is. He only has 2 big blinds, and so we would stick this in regardless. This guy is the biggest winner apparently, so we'll upgrade him to a red, and obviously cram this on the button, less than 10 big blinds. Warinda, who we noted was too tight earlier, it probably doesn't hold as much now. Yeah, and there we go. Before in the money, Warinda might have folded the hand. Let's see a heart give us a sweat. Okay, sweat ball. Oh, God. Alrighty, so there goes our final table. Obviously, we're going to stick this in. The antes are 200, so we're already in for a huge portion of our stack. So yeah, always stick in your last tiny amount here, regardless. Yeah, okay. This guy is just absolutely spewing horrendously over here in the 100. I'm putting in my last few big blinds over there in the queen 9, with the queen 9. I'm going to reshove over his open here. It looks like we should have no fold equity, and now that this guy's flatted, I might actually fold. I have the best hand with my queen 9 right so far, and I still do. Okay, cool. But this guy is flatting super wide too, so yeah, I'm just going to shove here. It looks kind of fishy, but I just think that I have the best hand a decent amount, and I think they're both going to fold a decent amount, so I'm just going to shove. And I'm not going to rebuy it if I lose. And that's kind of a cooler, especially considering how wide he's been opening, and that's a really bad flop. That's a good turn card, though. 8. Oh, God. Yeah, I might have, yeah, I don't want to rebuy. Leave tourney. And yeah, I'm actually still alive over here, though. I, like, quadrupled up or whatever. Yeah, so that was pretty gross. Yeah, the ace-8 is probably bad. I probably need like ace-9 suited plus there to reshove. But but considering both of their ranges, the ace-8 off is not that bad. I do need to widen my range against them there, like 100%. So hopefully this guy calls with an ace here. He's probably calling with everything. Yeah, and there it is. Okay, now let's hold. Oh, that's sick over here. Hold. Oh, sick fade, ship it. All right, cool. We're back in contention over there, and we'll be shipping one more time. Let's hope this time it just gets through everybody. because obviously we have more chips now, so if we get called, we're more likely to be in rough shape. Though, I mean, obviously, pairs, jacks, and down are calling, and we have plenty of equity against those hands. But obviously, the best outcome is all folds. And there we'll fold. Sweet. I was down to 600, and I just went catapulted back up. Yeah, you missed the hand. I didn't show you the hand where I like tripled up, but this was basically what happened. He shoved, he called. I put my last 500 in, and I'm actually in really good shape against these two hands. Equity-wise, I probably have like 35% equity almost, maybe slightly less, maybe 32 or something. And of course the blinds just raise, and we have a really terrible hand. And knowing our luck, the Nit-Tard Narc, who is tight even on a tiny stack, will shove his last 5k in. Okay, thank goodness that didn't happen. Now we have an easy decision at least, which is just fold. And hopefully, wow, oh my God, I love playing $12 tournaments, because in a $100 tournament, this person shoves 100% of the time, which is the correct thing to do with virtually any two cards. And as you see in this tournament, I got a walk. Apropos of what I just said, the correct play here is to shove. You do have fold equity against his 10k behind, as you can see, and especially in a $12. Yeah, there's just 4k in the middle, which you'll win enough percentage of the time. And then the 5 deuce against a lot of the hands that he calls with, you know, other than the pairs, it has a decent amount of equity. You know, only like 28%. But with combining the times that you win, with the times that he folds, with the times that you get called and win, it's monstrously plus EV to shove 5 deuce there. Not monstrously, but it's plus EV. I shouldn't say monstrously though. All right, this is pretty crazy. How do we lose all our money? King Queen against the King Queen against Ace Jack suited, which was essentially just a flip, so we didn't have to lose it, but we did. Yeah, I'm gonna shove this. It's pretty thin, but all of these people have enough chips that they can fold, and there's just a crap ton of money in the middle. If you folded the 6-4, that wouldn't be a mistake, certainly. It would be acceptable. And now we're in really bad shape, and now we're drawing dead, and now we're probably closed out. Yeah. But his calling ranges are so narrow, that's like, oh, that's sick. This will really be sick if someone ends up having like 8s or something, because then, well, I mean, obviously, I would have probably got dealt a different hand if someone had. So it doesn't really matter, but of course I get a sizable pair right after that hand. But the 6-4 off, I think, is definitely a defensible shove. Just so much money in the pot. No spade. Oh, of course. Okay, well, at least it didn't get there. And we're still alive again. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. There's 4k in the middle. If someone else shoves, we can still fold, but if it folds to us, it's even with 0 fold equity, I still think we can get it in. If someone else shoves, then our equity in the pot is substantially lessened. Yeah, especially in a situation like this. Especially if this guy holds, we actually make the final table. So, which it looking like he will do. Oh wow, maybe not. Okay, but he did. So we actually made the final table, barely. Cool. And that's fortuitous, considering our situation. So, let's hope for a big, like, quintuple up here. Okay. I like that so far, and I like that. Let's hold. I'd prefer he had, like, a dominated hand, obviously, though. Oh, Lord. Sick fade. Alright. Okay, cool. So we did make the final table. Um, eh, how big are the antes now? How much am I putting in? 300. Yeah. And there's 5K in the middle. I have some fold equity here, but I'll be able to open shove one of the next two hands, and on average, I'll have one of those two will be better than Jack 4 suited. So I'll just wait. If I don't shove the next hand, then I'll shove close to 100% of my hands under the gun. But basically, to shove my next hand, it has to be more or less like a top 50% hand, because I'm going to shove 100% of my hands on the next hand, and I have a a 50-50 chance of having a better hand than a hand that's less than 50% on the next hand. That's the way I look at it. And this I'll certainly be cramming here. We're down to 3K, and I'm still going to cram even with the under the gun open. Just screw it. We're going to make a note on this idiot, though. Min raising, 180 man, final table, min raised, ace jack off, under the gun, on 5. Oh, Lord. So sick. Alright, so we got 9th, which is alright, but obviously a disappointment. The 6-4 shove, that's probably the only questionable play I made. But I mean, there was 4K in the middle. I only had 17K, and everyone had a stack where they could definitely fold. So it's definitely not a bad shove, I don't think. But it was, if any, it was narrow, to say the least. So anyways, that's